yes!
Loved it.
That's my favorite. Like it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Loved it.
And other people were like, why'd you have to do that? What the fuck, dude? Like, did you have to fuck the dead carcass? Looking like I'm a weirdo? I'm like, you don't find it a little funny?
Thanks for joining us as we peek behind the curtain of a grunt's life, where we dive deep into the psychology of our #1 show with special guest Lauren Rich, a licensed clinical therapist who has been working with combat veterans for over a decade. Here, we'll discuss the ways in which the military mindset serves to win wars, but isn't as helpful for good mental health post-service. We'll also do a character analysis of Lieutenant Murphy, giving insight into his mindset and kind of psychotic behavior. Kind of. So welcome to the Path Out of Hell, boys and girls.
The famous Donnie O'Malley.
The more famous Lauren Rich. We are back here to talk through A Grunt's Life, episodes 8 and 9.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right, Lauren's got a whole lot for us once again, so let's get right into it.
So let's start with the CO one more time, because he's introducing himself to the Spec Ops team in this scene.
Oh, I always knew I was going to make the Marine Corps career. See, when I was in college at Dartmouth, I got my first taste of leadership. I felt that I had really honed in my leadership skills with a dual master's in military science and business leadership. Graduating cum laude and serving as the president of Theta Chi Society, I finally felt and really developed as a leader. Next thing you know, company command. And now here we are.
That's sick.
In his mind, degrees equal leadership, right? I went to an Ivy League school, then I went to a naval training academy, and at one point he does say he was in Iraq, but there's no background to that. So we just know he was there. I mean, I guess the safe assumption is he never left the FOB. When Spec Ops come in, they're all oogling, right? Except the Jarhead Marine. Mm-hmm. He's just pissed off.
Yeah.
He feels threatened.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ain't insecure, bitch. Just look at me.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some real badass motherfuckers.
Okay, bro, go join the army. Be a fucking operator.
What?
The inspiration for that was when I was reading after action reports from task force units in my AO.
I've been reading you guys after action reports, and pretty fucking inspirational shit, gents.
And as I'm going through these reports, I'm seeing that they did this raid, they're doing a hard hit, getting HVT, and they insert at this time, they extract at this time, and there's like 26 KIA. And I remember seeing that, and I was like, what the fuck? Took us fucking 3 months to kill 26 people. And I go to the next one, the next mission. Fucking 18 KIA. And it's all the insert and extract, it's like 3 hours. They land at night, right? This task force units. They come in at night, stay there for a couple hours, they fly out, and there's all these dead. That means they killed everybody. That means when they went into that house, they smoked everything in front of them. You don't get that many kills. Well, I don't think you get that many kills being really judicious with your night vision goggles, right? So part of the joke was, oh man, they're not giving a fuck about rules of war. And then the other thing was, goddamn, they get to kill so many fucking people. That's how fucking jealous we are.
I can't tell you how much it means to me to meet someone who appreciates killing as much as I do.
That is actually what inspired this whole freaking thing, was that my actual experience reading after action reports of task force units, and I think they were mostly Ranger units.
The funniest part, I think, about this conversation is when the CO opens his little notebook and he has all the acronyms listed there. POGUE is at the very top, and then it goes all the way down. But he's having to check it to make sure that he's understanding. He's not getting any of it. And when he makes a suggestion, Murphy comes back with, actually, sir, we wouldn't do that. And he says, well,
let's think about this, gents. When I was in Iraq, we wouldn't let the outer cordon within 100 meters of the objective. So that was written in the doctrine as well.
He really is just so black and white, because he's married to policy. He would probably do really well in other jobs. He just doesn't do well in this job.
He doesn't do well in a job when everyone can see through your incompetence and bullshit.
But again, all this is a desperate attempt at acceptance and wanting to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
So that's why he's listing his resume, trying to seem important.
Yeah.
all of those kinds of things. The spec ops guy, they don't care.
No.
They're in and out. They don't have time for this anyway.
No, that was one of the things that writing that made me so happy, because that's such a fucking slam on officers. Because the things that he's describing, I was in Dartmouth, the captain of the crew team. So Dartmouth, like, what is a junior enlisted guy thinking? I went to Dartmouth, okay, fucking dork. I was the captain of the crew team, fucking dork. Then I went to Naval Postgraduate School, this thing, okay, fucking dork, cool. Yep, nothing, I'm not impressed. Getting a dual degree in business leadership and something else.
Golly.
In his mind,
This is a big deal.
like, and this is another thing, is like officers talking to people and thinking that they're actually hanging on every word. He's saying this to all these guys, and he's doing it in a way where he thinks, he's so fucking naive that he thinks that special operators, guys that are fucking smoking people at the rapid rate, that they actually care.
But the problem is that he, again, doesn't have that observing ego to tell him to change his behavior. And so he doesn't understand that you're not engaged in this conversation.
Yeah.
He legitimately thinks that this is riveting for you, that you want to hear about his resume.
Yeah. And that's why I juxtaposed him saying all of these things about his own leadership with Marines doing just stupid, immature shit to show that he's so disconnected from the reality of the troops that he's leading. Like, he doesn't even know what Marines are really like.
No.
Like, the Marines are fucking watching porn in groups and trying to beat the shit out of each other, and they're fighting fucking spiders and scorpions, and they're playing pranks on the A&A and talking about killing people and shit. Like, he's just disconnected.
He's very far removed. Yes. So then we get to kind of the competition a little bit. The rivalry, so to speak, between infantry and spec ops.
Well, so I actually tried to avoid that.
Okay.
Intentionally? At least intentionally, for Murphy's character. Because here's why. Because it's tropey. Yeah. I thought that was too easy. Because I was thinking, what is the audience going to think? Oh, what's Murphy going to be like? Because, we built Murphy to be fucking up here. I'm thinking the audience is going to, what's Murphy going to be like? How is he going to compete with the task force guys? And as I'm thinking, me as a grunt, what admiration I truly have for task force units and for special operators.
And you. 39 controls in your last 13 ops with 35 KIA. I can't tell you how hard that gets my dick. You're a fucking monster, bro.
It's actually 43, but that's just what they caught on the ISR feed.
And I'm just like, there's no winning. I don't want Murphy to win against them, and I don't want them to win over our franchise character. Why don't I just play it true to me and just fucking have him express his admiration for them and for their ability to fucking kill the enemy. And so I tried to avoid that, but on the junior enlisted ranks, we still see some of that. The guys just like a bunch of faggots, and he's talking shit on these guys who are clearly way more badass than he is. So
a little bit of that in real life. I have had wives before who have come to therapy sessions, and they have said the special ops guys go to combat and they don't have problems. So why can't he deal with it? My initial response is almost just pure.
Slap her across the face?
Yes.
Do you have fantasy of bitch slapping her?
Yes, I do. Shut your pie hole. You don't know anything of what you're talking about.
Shut your bitch mouth, Nancy.
And this one in particular had a criminal justice background, and so when you've had one psychology class, you think you understand people altogether.
Oh yeah.
And I've had attorneys tell me, well, I have a bachelor's in psychology. Well, then why the fuck are you calling me? If you know the answers, then why are you calling me? So anyway, she had one psych class and a criminal justice degree, and she didn't understand why her 2-time deploying infantry husband, who was a mechanic while he was over there, couldn't, quote unquote, handle things. And a lot of that, the public does not understand that infantrymen are constantly on the defense. There is almost no downtime. And when you are constantly on the defense and you don't have control over the violence, that changes everything. Spec ops guys have the ability to start and stop their own violence for the most part. They play a lot of offense. Yeah. That is exactly right. They're also put through much more.
Their training is sicker.
Yes, their training is a lot more intense. When you are stuck in a hole, breathing through the top of a grate, and having to keep your cool for a few hours. That really is a psychological test, and SEER training is great for that. It really is. There's a lot of benefit. You can see who can make it and who can't. You more importantly get to see who's adaptable. Even Andy Stumpf, who is just one of the most humble Navy SEALs I think I have ever heard speak. Endorses that he goes to see a therapist. He had Travis Howes on, who was a Marine for one enlistment, and then he became a fireman, did a stint in police work, and I think went back to be a fireman. And he also endorses that he sees a therapist. And so not every spec ops guy can handle it, quote unquote. They handle it while they're in because they want to keep their job. And there's no fault in that. I get that. No one wants to go to mental health. No one wants to see the wizard when they're in because they don't want to lose their clearance. They don't want to lose their job. They most importantly don't want to be separated. That is horrible. And that fear is near constant. It really is. And so they can, quote unquote, handle it until they get out. And then sometimes that's where their struggle kicks in. I would encourage everybody to go listen to Andy Stump's podcast, especially the one with Travis on there. Travis openly endorses, and I think his words were, I was making out with the wrong end of my service weapon. And I was drinking and I'm suicidal and I called my mom to say goodbye. And I just had to take a step away. Obviously he didn't end up having an attempt, but both of them have endorsed that going to see a provider helps immensely. And they do it on a regular basis. Travis, I would say, is probably working through a lot more trauma work, and I don't know this is just speculation, but per his report and what he has experienced, repeat trauma, his work is probably a lot more intense. Andy didn't say, but I was cheering in my truck when I was driving down the road listening to them, and they both openly admitted that they see somebody. That's huge. We cannot expect the grunt, we cannot expect the infantryman to go see somebody unless role models and leaders are going to see somebody to get help. Suicide will continue to be exactly as it is until those who are admired and respected own that people need help. And in order to do that, they have to not only talk the talk, but they have to walk the walk.
Hey, bro, can you buy me some rounds?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Thanks, dude. I think I fucking use like 30 in the house.
I got you.
Appreciate you.
Murphy. The fuck happened out there? Thought the point of this raid was to capture the HVT. The fuck am I gonna tell the battalion commander?
Just the way it goes sometimes, Skipper. You win some, you kill some. Wouldn't stress out about it.
Okay, so you actually have this in your notes, this moment right here.
Yes. So
What am I going to tell the goddamn BC?
Yes. What am I going to tell him? Murphy comes back covered in blood. And, what am I supposed to tell him? I don't give a fuck. Tell him whatever you want. We did the ops. We got the tango. Move on. What do you think you should tell the BC?
Yeah.
I don't understand exactly why the CO is so concerned with how many people we kill.
I don't remember him being concerned about that. He's just concerned about the HVT. Like, what happened? Why'd you kill him? You're supposed to bring him back alive. I don't remember him being concerned about the number of people.
Okay.
I mean, Murphy, he was asking for additional ammo because he technically shouldn't have been in there because they keep track of ammo, at least when I was there.
So again, all he's concerned about is image. Always worrying about how to get ahead. Poor concept of himself, and he doesn't understand how that impacts others and their relationships. He's only concerned about his success. Yeah, that's his dominant theme.
You gotta be firm, but smooth, all right? Let the lube do the work, okay? Takes enthusiasm. And don't be afraid to help your buddy out or ask a buddy to help you out, because sometimes your barrel, it's sensitive. It's an extension of you. It needs TLC, and sometimes someone else can give the barrel the TLC that you can't, all right?
Okay, we got a little homoerotica going on. It's always fun.
Yes. Yeah. Take care of your barrel. Other people can provide TLC to your barrel that you can't.
Yep.
Down. Now, don't be afraid to let a buddy help you, because he may be able to give your sensitive barrel the care that it needs, and care that you might not be able to give it yourself. Now I want everyone to grab another man's barrel. Look into their eyes. This is a special moment between you two.
And then we got some little necrophilia going on. Just two bros just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah. Lot of bonding there.
All that ammo.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to my tent real quick.
What's so funny is that this scene was actually inspired initially by Matt Best. he was going to be in it. He was supposed to play Jared's character.
Ah, okay.
And he was just like, we were talking about the dynamic between him and this lieutenant that I was writing, and at the time, it was all just ideas. And he was like, "Oh, dude, wouldn't it be funny if I like reached into my backpack and then pulled out an ear necklace, and then like saw you, and I was like, oops, and put it back in." And I was like, "That's brilliant." I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna write that. Are you cool with me writing it?" He's like, "Fuck yeah, dude." He was supposed to do it, and he bailed at the last second, but that actually worked out fine because.
He does a great job. He really does.
Jared was amazing. He's brilliant.
And again, the American public doesn't get that, necrophilia and the zombie apocalypse is a constant discussion for Marines. I mean, it's a time killer over and over again.
Yeah.
That one, and is it Fuck Fight Mary? What is it?
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, Fuck, Mary, Kill. Yes, sorry. That is a constant discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are you supposed to do when you have hours to sit around and talk? What's left to talk about? You end up talking about crap like this.
The weirdest shit.
The weirdest shit, yes. What was the audience reaction to that?
The audience reaction to it, we could check the wow, 328 comments. There's a lot of reaction. For a lot of people, this was a polarizing scene, the necrophilia. Some people were like, yes!
Loved it.
That's my favorite, like it's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Loved it.
And other people were like, why'd you have to do that? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, did you have to fuck the dead carcass? Looking like I'm a weirdo? I'm like, you don't find it a little funny?
Okay, Marines, my dad was a leatherneck. He was a devil dog. And he used to tell me a bedtime story every night, and I'm about to share that with you. And it goes a little something like this.
This little scene, this is a funny scene because like that level of motivation that his name's Tank, that Tank brought to it, some people eat that shit up. Like it's their favorite shit. But grunts in a combat zone, they do not eat that type of motivation. They're like, get out of here. So we tried to show a mixture of both.
You are a rough-looking, roving soldier of the sea, and you're cocky, self-centered, overbearing, and you do not know the meaning of fear because you are fucking fear itself. You're a green, amphibious monster made of blood and guts that arose from the sea.
He does that for groups of Marines, and it's just super entertaining, super motivating for lots of groups of Marines. So we wanted to keep it in there. It's just it's a thing, but we wanted to show how some grunts really respond to it.
Fuck yeah.
Get your shit together.
You evil prick. Every time with this re-enlistment thing.
Yeah, every time.
There we go. So those were episodes 8 and 9. We got through that pretty fast. I think a lot of the stuff we had hit on before.
A little bit.
The episodes were a bit shorter as well. But now we get to finish up with episodes 10 and 11, which we will finish. We will finish out this little mini series on A Grunt's Life on the next episode. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Lauren Rich.
Pleasure.
Peace, love, and more.